Delaying for an entire day because of technical reasons. This is Till It's Someone. First question, of course, is from the Gingerhead Man. How far can you walk into the woods? Well, I could just measure it. It's about 2 meters until I hit the green wall. Next question is also from the Gingerhead Man. What breaks but never falls, and what falls but never breaks? Well, of course, the answer is on page 6. Page 6. This page intentionally left blank. Curses, Batman. Curses. Joe Freddy asks the next question. What is the worst injury you've ever sustained in the pursuit of pineapple? Of course, I got some of the juice in my eye when I smashed it in my many videos where I smashed pineapples. Well, 4, I think. I think I did it in 4, including my first one. Next question is from Mad Yabs. Mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the lopsided ginger mustachioed YouTuber in the world? Prettiest lopsided ginger mustachioed YouTuber in the world. Thank you. That wasn't a question, that was a... Next question from Kate Van. What is the growing philosophy that says Earth would be better off without us, so all sentient beings should cease to exist? No cows, no pets, no anybody. The world might be more beautiful in the end, but does that make any sense to you? What say you? Well, of course, if I it depends on how you define sentience. If you think carrots are sentient, then the entire ecosystem is stuffed. But if you think... The problem is once all the sentient beings are removed, then the ones that aren't sentient will take over and eventually evolve sentience and take over the Earth, and we'll be back to square one again. So I think just enjoy the ride to oblivion. Next question from Jonathan Stern. What do you think my diagnosis would be? Well, of course, I don't know what your symptoms are, but I would say COVID-19 or quarantine syndrome, which is excessive boredom and horniness. Iha Iromo asks, so cats are taking over? That wasn't a question, that was a statement of truth. There's a cat in here at the moment, and she's being quiet right now because she's considerate, having stolen the entire house for herself. Mitch Crane asks, yesterday I got a survey asking me if I would vote for Donald J. Trump or a big government socialist. The day before, I received a $1,200 check from the government with President Donald J. Trump printed on it. Is this some kind of trick question? Of course it is, because any check with Donald Trump's name on it is going to bounce. Joe Freddy asks the next question. Salt and vinegar, or cheese and onion, or mint choc chip? Of course, because I'm at home alone all day, every day, I choose a different kind of cocktail for myself. That doesn't involve any onions, because I don't have the other fixings for a Gibson, and Gibson involves onions. Instead of an olive in a martini, that's a Gibson. So, but I don't think a cheesy Gibson would turn out. I might try a cheesy Gibson one day. Yes, next question, of course, is from Joe Freddy. Are you walking in the air? Are you floating in the moonlight sky? And are other people far below sleeping as you fly? Well, I'm not Superman. I'm just a guy standing in front of a green screen and pretending I'm in the woods, kind of, mostly, unless I'm flying, but I'm not. unless my footage of the woods has gotten too dark or too short. So I'm just standing here. Trying to make a video. Considering, Joe Freddy asks again, considering the advances in cheese and moustaches during the lockdown, should I go with the 12AU7AX or X476DW? Well, of course, with the 6VW, you're going to have a lot of microflanging going on in the hypercorpuscular under squamals. And with the hyperflange of the 12AU7AX, you're going to overshoot that with the Runyon bar, which is going to be unfortunate, as you might consider later. Last question, of course, is from Herwy Vasalvus. The BBC have always had a policy of only calling it CSO. Can you please tell me what that stands for? Well, the BBC, of course, stands pretty much for neoliberalism these days. They keep on. They say they have both sides of the any issue, of course, but in reality, they tend to keep on having people from far right-wing think tanks on their shows instead of people with an actual variety of opinions, and this causes the entire scope of the debate to go further and further to the right. That's my right, this is your right, further and further and further to the right. It's sort of a ratchet effect. The Sun and all the other tabloids and Murdoch-owned media push the extreme, and then the centre, the centre and the left, and get blocked by the BBC, who tend to try to define what the Overton window is. So that's what the BBC stands for at the moment. But pay your licence fee anyway, because otherwise Murdoch owns everything. That's it. Tell someone, not in Australia, don't do it in Australia. We abolished licence fee in 1975 or something. And with good reason, because everybody was watching anyway, and so they just took it out of tax instead. That's it. Tell someone for this week. If you'd like to ask me a question, then ask me a question about whatever you want down in the place below where questions normally get asked, or you can answer this dovetail question right here. This is the place where I ask you a question, because this is called a conversation, which is from Latin for con, meaning that Greek guy who owns the fruit place, and versation, meaning discuss. I'm dangerously talented, and I don't have a cool sign-off.